Yes, greetings and welcome to Tunes and Attack. And you know, me have to watch how me address her now, you know. Yeah, you know, me can't call her panolico one and name, you know. You see, you have seen her a few times and you hear what she's saying and you know what she stands for and all that kind of thing. So I'm sitting with Councillor Cole today.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, so I had to catch up, you know, and share the good news with, you know, you all. And some of you really sent your well wishes because I had a few calls and, you know, well, I text but mainly some calls and as you know, I transfer some of that.
Of course.
And yeah, so I'm just passing and relay the message and the good vibes with Sister Amirah and so forth. So yeah, man, so first thing, me did get, when I say, not attack, but somebody said, Rickton, we know you're not in a politics, but how comes they promote politics? So, they, you know, they back me up, but it is easy to answer. It was easy to answer. And I said, I know what I'm endorsing and supporting. Yeah. Even if I not put on my tick pan or whatever, me 100% put myself and support Sister Amirah because this is over 21 years. Me know, you know, this year I make 21 years and I know what I'm getting into, what I am supporting, who I am supporting.
Yes.
So that was my answer to them and they said, fair enough, you know. And it was a challenge and a little test because they say if me I support politics, that means the person well worth it. So we take that as a compliment from a friend and a compliment at the same time, you know. But yeah man, I got a few well wishes. So, you know, what's, you know, the whole scenario like so far? Because if you notice, maybe a couple of days to blow off before, you know.
Yeah, no, but first I just want to say a big thank you to like all the support, you know what I mean? Even if you haven't been here to be able to vote for me, but you know, to hear that feedback is just so positive because you know, like sometimes you kind of think, am I doing the right thing or whatever, but when you hear that people are saying it really kind of reinforces that you're doing the right thing, just go through with it, do you know what I mean? Because like I said before, I never thought I would ever go into politics, do you know what I mean? It was never going to be something for me. I was the person who never voted, I was the person, you know, always just did my own thing and skirted around, but you know, still got things done outside of the politician field, do you know what I mean? So it's really made a difference to have so much support, even you know, even here in Bristol, so much support from the young people, so many people who have never voted before. This was the first time they voted. They said, they thought, well, they've never felt they had anybody who they could actually say, I know that person is going to be there for me. They're reachable, you know. I see them every day. They're approachable, you know, and you know, they know that, I got their backs. Do you know what I mean? I got their backs.
But the interesting thing about it also, and for the viewers, you know, you would say some of your votes, although they couldn't go up on paper, but it's not from Bristol to, you know, you have people as far as London and, you know, Bournemouth also, you know. So people in my circle will see, you know, see the clip and even don't even literally know you, you know, just say the stance where you take and so forth. If they were nearby, definitely no doubt, you know. So that's great when people see, you know, someone they feel they can relate to, as you said earlier on, and, you know, resonate with what they're saying and all of that. So, what the next move from here now? Councillor Cole.
Do you know what? It's so hard to get used to the councillor bit of like, just call me Amirah, right? It's like, oh no, we have to address you as councillor. You know? But it's amazing. It really is. I mean, I got sworn in on the. We had the results for the election on the Sunday, so then the 10th, which was the Monday, we did a swearing in ceremony. So we did that, and at that same time we had a little induction around the City Hall, where, you know, they showed us where different people were in the department and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was really interesting. We get they've given us a phone. a laptop, you know, and if you know me, I'm not like the one for the latest technology. You know, it's so funny because my daughter's like, Mum, give it to me. What are you going to do with that? Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so I'm just really trying to, still doing inductions, you know, little courses around what kind of stuff we need to do as councillors, getting information. We're going to have a full council meeting coming up soon. Yeah. So preparing for that as well, because that would be my first council meeting as a councillor. You do get a chance to sit in them as a candidate as well. Okay. You know, so I have done that. But you know, this will be the first time where like you're actually on the benches with the councillors. Yeah, you know. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. You know, I still get a lot of the same. A lot of people still, you know, complaining about things in the area. Yeah. And now I'm in a better position to try and get those things addressed as well. You know, I just say just give me a little time, let me just settle in, and you know, we will address it. Yeah. So like there are 3 of us as councillors in Ashley anyway, so it doesn't all fall on me, which is also, which is good. Yeah. You know, and one thing about the election was it was really sad that my colleagues didn't make it through as well. Yeah. So you know, but you know, I just give thanks that people believed in me and and voted for me. Yeah. And I really don't want to let nobody down. Yeah. So I will do my 100%.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think people know that. And knowing you from a business perspective, you know, you've got a great notch about you where you can organize things and make sure things done. And I don't think that I got changed. I don't think the whole political arena changed that. So me fully confident in you know, Sister Amirah handling certain things. And I gotta say, I said something to you years ago still in our conversation when I know it's like you are tug and war and fighting for a lot of things, you know, i.e. Malcolm X Center, the elders, certain things where you believe should have stand firm, and it's like you're alone. And I said, boy, Sister Amirah, coming like you're alone down your fight. Yeah. But this little election, I will put my hand up and say, I did wrong. Because for the amount of people who come out and give that support, it made me realize you just never know. People sit and really watch, and when the time comes,
they make their move.
Yeah. So that was a lesson for me, you know. I'm sure, as you say, when people are about community, you just never know, you know. And it really did show, because I actually came through, so I had the second highest votes as well, so that was really good, you know. And there was lots of people who were standing, you know, like there was the 3 Labour candidates, 3 Green candidates, then you had Conservatives, you had Lib Dems, you had a number of independent people standing as well. So there was quite a list of people standing. Yeah. So it was, you know, it was hard, and it was about putting the work in then, you know, when you were going out campaigning, but also it was about what you stood for, like you say, because I'd been around for a long time. Yeah. People knew, and also, if they didn't know, I was so approachable. So I had an email from a lady who said that, you know, you've got my vote, you knocked my door, you've got my vote. But her neighbour heard me talking to her, and she voted for me too, because she liked what I was saying, you know. I just know, and I feel it is time for a change. It's time for a change, and you know, some people will be open to that. Some people will not be so open to that. But you know what, it's time we started knocking at the doors and making a change, and making people feel like more involved in decisions that you know, influence their lives. So And I know when you say making a change, it goes on a broad scale, and at the same time, because you know, even from working with you over the years and knowing you know, it's that balance where I even believe in a situation and you bring that balance. If the people need to be addressed in regards to certain things, you will deal with it. You have to deal with the council, and if they need to be addressed, you know, it's not like you're going to side with the people them alone on certain things and side with the council. No. You're bringing that balance, you know, and and people will feel that, and people will see that still. And as I say, it's time for a change, and as where even me and, you know, Mr. Sister Nikki, the lady toolkit, and man, everybody send them love and vibration.
Thank you so much, honestly, so much.
Yeah, man, and she was saying we're talking about, you know, the right people, despite all what's going on, the right people falling in the right spaces, and we just need to hold that space. and that's what it's all about, you know. So, you know, even on the day, because, you know, when the day come, you know, and I know, I say, yes, today are the day. Boy, as you all know, I'm not involved in nothing political, but boy, I feel like when a politician come here, I say, yes, and today are the voting day, and it's like, me not even know if you feel that energy there, but, you know, it's just like, yeah, today I'm here, and we see how it go on. Yeah, man, and somehow, one of the weird things happened during the day, in the evening, you know, me just say, you know what, the universe are going to work the right way. And me just feel a level of relaxation come on, you know, and me just say, me just start smiling to myself, and me just shake my head. And it's like me feel it, and then you know me have my ears in a Bristol, so me just get it confirmed. So me just say, alright, I'm going to make you blow off a couple of days and sort yourself out, and you know, then link you and so forth. So yeah, you know, if I was feeling so, as they said, ecstatic on the day, and it's not my thing still, but me a part of it in a way, you know. Me imagine how was it for you on the actual day, you know, how did you feel, or what motions was going through?
Okay, so it was really interesting, because just the build up for the day was on the Wednesday. We had no scheduled door knocking going on, so we had like a campaigns officer who was scheduling the door knocking throughout their ward, and there was none scheduled for the Wednesday, but people didn't know that till the Wednesday. And because I had been going out door knocking in additional to the schedule, it didn't really make any difference to me, but some people were really quite upset because they hadn't been able to support the campaign earlier, and they had all geared up for the, you know, the day before and on the day. So we had different schedules that we had to do. So I had a schedule where I had 3 boards, 3 different lots of roads, and I had to find a group of people to help me. So the process was, in the morning we would go and put a card through all the doors, knock the doors. If they're not in, you put a card through, but either if they are, you'd give them a card which basically reminded them today's the day to vote. So, and these doors now, because when we'd done the door knocking before, we had knocked on all the doors. These doors would be the ones who were just the Labour promises. So I was supposed to have in the morning with me 4 people who had agreed to come. Only 2 of those 4 people turned up, so between the 3 of us, we just got on with it and did that. In the afternoon, I had 4 people scheduled to come with me, but because of my experience in the morning, I thought, well, do you know what? I'm not taking no chances. I started phoning around all my sister and them and saying, sister, what's going on? You know, I need a little support tonight. Even if it's an hour you can give me, just need you to just go and do a little door knocking, because in the evening time now is a lot busier because people are coming from work, you know. So I ended up with a group of about 8 people. So it was nice, and obviously we like to do it in pairs as well, to do the streets in pairs. So that was wonderful. But the difference within the day and in the evening, the daytime was quite quiet, you know, people were going out to vote, but you didn't see so much traffic on the road going to and fro the polling stations. In the evening, every time you saw a group come, it was just so nice. Like they'd say, that's Amirah. We just voted for you. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I just felt so good. It was just like, serious. And my son had put up on the social media, if you're in Ashley, today's the day. My mum's out there. Go, you know, do your thing. She's always been there for you. And all the, you know, like all the young people like his age, the sort of 25 to 30. You know, I had people coming up to me saying, I've never voted before, but I'm going to vote for you today. You know, I've even had people who still didn't even know it was polling day. Do you know what I mean? And I'm saying, oh, you're not voting, and so who am I going to vote for? And I say, you're not sparing a vote for me. They're saying, yes, you? Yes, man. I'm going home to get my card to come and vote, you know? So, you know. It was really so nice. But that feeling when people were coming from the polling station and just saying, you know, like, yeah, there she is. We just voted for you. And one lady said, I just voted for you, and the whole of my household just voted for you. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yes. So it felt good. It felt good. And then on the night when the polling stations closed, myself and Sibs, who was standing, one of my colleagues. Amazing person anyway, you know. But we went round to the, so they took all the boxes back to which would have been the City Academy School. And what they do is they verify the boxes, so they make sure that the numbers of people voted are the numbers of papers they've got. So they open up the boxes, and it's like an open table, and you get to see the ballot papers. Now, if you're quick enough, because it'll be like say the length of a room, lots of tables, and if you're quick enough, you can kind of tally how many you see. Do you know what I mean? So me and Sibs, first we were just doing all the Labour ones, and I said, but Sibs, you know what we need to be doing? We need to be doing the Green ones, because we knew that we were going to be close with the Greens. Anyway, so I did all the Greens, he did all the Labours, and then that just confirmed what we knew. It was very close. Sometimes, you know, very close. You know, sometimes you might get 100 for Labour, 102 for the Greens, or vice versa. So it was very, very close. So we knew that. But at that point, they're not separating it out into different parties. Do you know what I mean? So the Sunday was the day. Sunday. I mean, after the polling day, I think me and Sib got home about 5 in the morning. I got home because we stayed to the end, because it was just so new to us. You know, I mean, we were probably the last candidates there. You know, like other candidates who had done it before, they were like, they left. They were like, yeah, we got enough information. You know? So we were there, and also what you could see is the mayoral votes and all that. You know, so anyway, the Sunday was the day when they actually put the papers out and they matched them up. So then you'd have like 25 papers on a sheet, and then the top one say for example would be my name. So you'd tally up all those 25s and total them at the end, how many votes for each candidate on the paper. So when we were looking at the papers now, me and Sibs was going around, there was the 2 people who were coming, there's 3 people who was coming top. Me and one of the Green candidates was definitely, and then Sib would be, you know, as well. So we kind of knew that was going to happen. And then that would have been the mixed paper. So that would be where somebody had split their votes. So it might have been like, you know, I think it really paid for me to knock on every door, because there was a lot of people who would vote like 2 Greens and 1 Labour, and that Labour would have been me. Do you know what I mean? So I think it does work to just actually have a conversation with people, and even if they, you know, they may like what you say, or they understand something from a different way, or they can be torn, because some people will just vote Labour because their parents have voted Labour, or they just vote Green or whatever, because that's the thing they do traditionally. And so to hear something else, they might be conflicted, so they don't want to totally not vote for that party, but they might split it. So there was a lot of split papers as well. There was a lot. And then there was a lot where people had just, so you can have 3 votes in actually, where people had just voted just for one person as well. You know, and that would have either been me, Sib, or whoever, you know. Which was one of the messages that we were all trying to get out there, because a lot of people still don't recognise that you could have 3 votes, because some places, you know, there's just one councillor, isn't it? So it's just one vote. So, but I think on the whole, most people used up all their 3 votes. So
because just by listening, that's where I'm starting to realise, because I thought you could only just use 1 vote, but you know, for people to be able to use up 3 votes. Because it depends. You know? It depends how many councillors you've got in the ward, and that depends on how big your ward is. Ashley is the biggest ward in Bristol, so we have 3 councillors to manage that whole workload. You know, other places may have 2, and some places smaller will have 1. So so it's But yeah, so when we were in the hall watching the totalling up and everything, and then I said, and there was a room that you could go in as a candidate, and I said, I can't watch this. I started getting butterflies. I said, do you know what? I haven't felt like this for years. When I used to play netball, I used to get butterflies before every match, right? No matter how long I played, I used to get that, you know, and then I was able to turn that feeling into the energy needed for the match. And I was like, no, I haven't felt like this since I was at school. And then when they did the count, but they don't tell you until it's your time. They call all of you in the room, and then they tell you the scores. So, and it goes in alphabetical order. So I'm quite near the top. So they said my score. So it was like something like 2,900 odd was my votes. So that was that was the highest at that point. And they said the ones under me. I thought, okay.
and then they said SIBS, which was 2000, something like 2009, something like that. And then the last person on the list, and this is the last person on the list, got some 3,000 odd. So he came first, I came second, and then another lady who was a sitting councillor as well, she came third. Yeah, so so it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, I can't believe. It's not so much that I can't believe that people will vote for me. It's about if they would have come out. Do you know what I mean? It's people will say that, but it's getting them out to vote. And. Yeah, they did. They really came out and showed their appreciation, and I just think that is just such, it just made me feel so good, because sometimes I was kind of thinking, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to put myself? And a lady asked me, she said, Amirah, for as long as I've known you, you've been doing community work. You're not tired. That's what she said to me.
I can't listen, because even me asked her.
Yeah, she did. She said, I just wonder why you want to do this. You're not tired. And I said, you know what? As long as I have breath in my body, I have to do something. I have to do something. We have to leave a legacy, a proper legacy for our young people. And whoever we leave here, we need to leave them in good hands. Because for me, what I'm living now is worse than what I came into. Do you know what I mean? When I was growing up in Bristol, you would see all different kinds of shopkeepers. Do you know what I mean? We had shopkeeper on Jamaican couple-owned shop down the road from us, down the Ed Road. You had Asian shops, and all different people had different shops. Now when you look around them, how many black people own shops? Do you know what I mean? Things have got worse. So for my children, they've never actually seen that. It's rare to see it in Bristol. Do you know what I mean? We as the African Caribbean people we lived St. Paul's, Montpelier. My parents was lucky enough to be able to buy a house just up in Montpelier, do you know what I mean? Some people wasn't. I remember seeing the rubbles where we had to walk over the stones where the places had been knocked down and they never fixed up for years, and see local community people putting their hands in their pockets to make it better for us as young people, Right about now, all those people are moved out of Bristol, and so I see the changes what's coming. I see that when they're building their affordable house, when nobody in Bristol or in the local area can afford it. And then we talk about gentrification, and we separate the things that are happening, which are making it happen. And we really need to take a hold of these things. We just have to make it better. I don't think I wouldn't feel good to sit down and know that I could do something and didn't do it. And I think that's what keeps me going, because I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I would think, no, that's not my purpose. I'm not fulfilling my purpose. Do you know what I mean? So I have to do something. As little or as much, I have to do something.
Yeah, man. And we are going to leave it on that note, because we know this is the place to tune into for now go on with Councillor Cole. Because I'm going to be on our TLPP clock as they say. Yeah, man. So, it's a pleasure, and it's your rightful space and place you're in right now. I wouldn't even say long overdue, but it's well deserved. And it's not just say you, but the people spoke. And that's how I look at it. The people spoke, people power, and people feel and need change, So yeah, man. So keep your ears and your eyes open to tunes and attack. And like I said, I'll be constantly in contact with Sister Amirah, Councillor Cole, Yeah, man. And I know a lot of the people, quite a few of the people, the subscribers and viewers, they send their love and support.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And what you need to gear up for, and I'm gonna be specific. One of my, my subscriber did an interview, Yvonne Bygrave. It's made clear and known. You are VIP at the event for September. So I love how, the whole program connecting people. So Sister Amirah Cole now is a VIP guest at an event for September already, So yeah, man,
definitely. Thank you for that.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
So much respect.
Yes, man. Serious.
And we know we'll keep on keeping on, man. Yeah, we know 100% what you said is what's gonna be delivered.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
We'll put it out there, and the universe makes sure it can happen and come back to you. So, all right. So, yes.
is so clear to see. Global warfare, death and strife. Racial wars are never won. Lord have mercy, thy will be done. We pray thy kingdom come to live right in this time now is wrong. Revelation. In my generation, we need a realization. This is a sticky situation. Revelation. In my generation, don't you know if you're lost there's a cost? You have to answer to the boss. Have mercy.